So good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Payright Instalment Order and Application webinar. My name's Donna Van Trier, and I'm going to be presenting this webinar for you this evening. Now, this is a really exciting change for Amway and for you as well to be able to do your own instalments online. So today I'm going to go through with you how to log on to the website. You most probably already have been to a webinar to find out how you log in using the new Amway ID, but I'm just going to briefly go through that and how to place an order, an instalment order. So we'll just spend a little bit of time just placing that order, and then we'll go through the Payright application. And you know what? It's such a simple application to use. You're going to find it incredibly easy for yourself to use. You can sit down with your team members and go through it with them as well. So I'm sure you'll feel after this webinar that it's going to be a really easy process and a very welcomed new process to our website. So we're also going to look at delivery, how you're going to receive your order, and we'll finish off with a few frequently asked questions as well. So first of all, to place an order online, what you need to do is you need to log on to the website. So that makes sense, doesn't it? So we're going to log on with the log on button, and that's what we call the little bald man at the top there. And so log on that icon. That will open up the website. And now you're going to click on login. Now, when you first log in, it's going to ask you to set up your Amway ID. You don't need to do this straight away. I think they're going to give you a couple of months to actually get used to the new website before you actually develop or connect to Amway ID. Now, this is not to say that you don't want to do it straight away. And I would suggest that you do it as soon as you can so that you're set up and you never need to do it again. So that's going to be available for you on the 3rd of March. So when you sign in, you're going to sign in with your new Amway ID when you've set it up using your email address and a password, and then click on sign in. Now, to place an order, there's a couple of different ways that you can place an order. You can either go to your shopping trolley and click on shopping trolley and open up the shopping trolley and just add to your order there, or you can go to shop and select the option that you're looking for. So let's choose today shop, which is on your dashboard, and you can see their shop there. And then you're going to go into the category that you're looking for. Now, normally with an instalment order, it's a big ticket item. Say, for example, it could be an e-spring, an atmosphere, maybe even an artistry skin analyzer. So this is your shopping category. You can choose, for example, home, and then home you can choose your e-spring, or you can choose your atmosphere. Or you can go to the search option, and I've actually typed in here eSpring above, and down below you're going to get a visual image of the products, and they're going to come up underneath. So you can see there's the eSpring water purification system above sink. That's the one I want, so I'm going to click on that product. When I click on the product page is going to open. It's going to tell me a little bit about that product, the price, of course, the IBO price. It's going to give me my PVBV, but the area that we're interested in today is the payment type. So it's either a full payment or it's installment. And of course, we're going to choose installment because it's an installment order. You'll also be able to see before you actually place that order if the order's in stock. So if you've chosen a home delivery, the stock will come from the warehouse, and you'll see that the stock is available there in the warehouse. If you click on View Availability, it will show that the stock is in the warehouse, as well as what other business centres that are holding stock of the eSpring above sink. So if you were to click on your delivery option as click and collect, for example, then it will show the business centre that you're looking for. It would show if they have it in stock. And then, of course, you're going to add that to your cart. So we're going to now view the cart by clicking on the shopping cart icon on the top right-hand side. And that's going to open up your order. As you can see here in the shopping cart, it's going to ask you your delivery options. So you can choose either delivery, and that will go to an address that you've stipulated, or you can choose click and collect. So in this instance, the order is going to go to Deborah's home. She's chosen to have a standard delivery, not a express delivery, and then the delivery instructions. But keep in mind that when you have an order delivered, such as an eSpring or an Atmosphere, you need to have a signature to sign that you've received delivery of that order. Click and collect. It's going to go to your business centre that you stipulate. For example, you might decide if you're living in Perth, for example, it's going to go to the Osborne Park store. So you're going to select Perth store. Now you're going to proceed to order. So you're happy with that order. I just want to point out as well that when you place an installment order, that you can't place any non-installment products within that order. So if you're ordering, for example, you want to order an eSpring as well as your daily NutriWay or an artistry product, and you want to pay full price for those products, you have to do that as a separate order. So an installment order is an installment order, and your other orders are separate. So now you've got your installment order in place. It's in stock. It all looks fine there. We're going to click on Proceed to Order. Now, automatically, it's going to recognize that it's an installment order. So it's going to show payment options, Pay Right. And now you're going to click on Pay Now with Pay Right. And you're going to be transferred to the Pay Right portal. This is automatic. You don't need to do anything else. It's just going to come up for you. Now, I would suggest that before you actually start your application, that you have your identification ready. So in Australia, you're going to need a driver's license or a passport number. And the same in New Zealand. You're going to need a New Zealand driver's license and a New Zealand passport. You'll need your mobile phone for the verification code to come to you. You'll need to have your employment details at hand, just that you know what your salary figures are. And you'll need to have a current credit card as well. So you've got all those in place. You're ready, set to go. Okay, so now the PayRight portal will pop up and the application form will start. Now, this is a very standard credit application. It's not difficult. It's most probably the easiest credit application that I've seen. So it's going to ask you to tell them a little bit about yourself. Fill in those details. First of all, the title, Mr., Miss, Mrs., Ms., Doctor, first name, your last name, your email address, and then they ask to confirm the email address. Now, this needs to be a current email address that is active that you can actually access. Now, the loan amount is going to automatically transfer to the PayRight portal. So for example, the sale amount might be $1,192.39. So that's going to be transferred to the portal. It's going to ask you the deposit that you want to pay, 10%, 20%, 30%, or 50%. So we've put in here 10%, and it's going to give the amount which will be the minimum deposit. And then it will show you the loan amount after the deposit. It will ask you the repayment period. Was it 6 months or 12 months? And the payment frequency. Do you want to pay it weekly, fortnightly, or monthly? I would actually myself prefer to pay it monthly, because then you'll only have one monthly payment fee. You're going to click on Continue. Easy so far, isn't it? Okay, so now it's going to ask you for the address, the street address, suburb, the state, the postcode, and this will populate. So the residential status, it'll ask you a little bit of information. This is a pop-down box. You have a choice. And this particular choice was own with mortgage. Some other choices might be renting, time at current address, how long you've been living there. And once again, it'll be a pop-down box for you to choose. It will then ask you to choose an ID type. So in this instance, Deborah has her driver's license. She has an Australian driver's license because it's an Australian application. She's going to pop in the driver's license number, the state, and the expiry date. And then you're going to click on Continue. Next, it'll ask just some employment details. For example, there will be a drop-down box there that will ask what your employment status is, full-time, part-time, casual. So in this instance, it's full-time, and that was chosen. The employer's name, if you're working for someone, employer phone number, how long you've actually spent in the job, and that's another drop-down box. It's going to ask you for the pay amount after tax, and then it'll ask you, is this weekly, fortnightly, or monthly? It will then ask for any other income that you might like to add to your application. Once again, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. Now, if you work for yourself, if you own your own business, it will also ask for different criteria there as well. So now we're going to click on Continue. You're going to receive a verification code. This one's actually gone to the email address, but you'll get your verification code to your mobile phone. It's quick, it's really easy. All you do is take the verification code that's been sent to you and pop it in the verification code box. You've entered the code, and then you submit the application. Now, this is a really quick process. So if you think that you are going to go off now and make a cup of tea or cook the dinner and come back and it's still hanging there, no, it won't. It only takes a matter of a couple of minutes for your approval to come through. And in this regard, the purchase has been approved, the PayRight application has been approved. So she gets a message that says, congratulations, the purchase is approved. And if it's not approved, it will say that the application has been declined. If you wanted to, if it was declined, you could actually give PayRight a call and just find out what information might be necessary to change the application for approval so that you can reapply. Okay, now you're going to add your credit or debit card to pay the deposit. Now you need to add that credit card because this is how your payments are going to be made each month. But this is going to now pay for the deposit. You're going to put your card type in, the name on the card, the surname on the card number, the CVV code, which is on the back of the card, your expiry month and year. You're going to nominate the first repayment date. So what day or date of the month that you'd like your repayments to come out. Nominate the date, and then save and pay the deposit now. Now your application is complete. Simple, isn't it? So you're going to get a note from PayRight saying your deposit payment of $119.24 was successful, and it's going to give you the receipt number. This completes your application. And just a reminder that your repayment commences, it won't commence until the merchant, that's Amway, dispatch the product. So now it's going to redirect you back to the Amway webpage. If it doesn't automatically go back within 10 seconds, just click the OK button. But it normally will just divert back to your webpage. So you're going to see this page. It's going to say confirmation. Thank you for your order. It's going to give you your order number and your shopping option. In this regard, Deborah's chosen that she's going to pick up her shopping or pick up her eSpring at the Melbourne Business Centre. She's going to get a notification from the Business Centre when her order is ready to pick up. You can now print your order. And remember, if you're having your product delivered, you must have a signature. So have someone who can actually sign for it. If you're going into the business centre, they will ask you to sign for your order as well. You can print off your order and then it's finalised. You're going to get a welcome letter from PayRight. Now this letter is really important because it's going to give you your customer number. And if you ever need to contact PayRight, you're going to quote that customer number. If you have any problems whatsoever with the financial side of your instalment, you contact PayRight. Give them your customer number, and then they will look up your order and then help you with your concern. If you've got any problems with repayments at all, just give PayRight a call. You know, they're a terrific company to deal with and very, very easy to contact. They have a 24-hour call centre. If you have any problems at all with your product, that's when you'll bring it back to a business centre or you'll contact the call centre. So these are a couple of questions that we've actually been asked about the new instalment. And one of the questions is, does the verification code have a time expiry from the time that it's sent? And the answer is no. The code will actually last as long as the payment plan, and as long as it's sitting there ready to submit. So if you decide not to go through with it, you can delete it or give PayRight a call and ask them that you no longer want that application if it hasn't been finalised. So the PayRight number is the 1300 number that you'll contact. So what happens if the applicant says that they don't receive the verification code? Can it be resent? So first of all, just check that the mobile number that you put on your application is correct. Then you're going to phone PayRight on the 1300 number and advise them that you haven't received the verification number and confirm your mobile number is correct on the application. And then they'll be able to resend you the verification code. What if I don't have the correct ID? Well, PayRight have stipulated that you need an Australian driver's license or Australian a passport if you're applying in Australia, and a New Zealand driver's license or a New Zealand passport if you're applying for in New Zealand. How long would my application sit with PayRight if I don't complete it? Well, your application is going to stay on their portal until you cancel it. Another question that we often get asked is, what's the minimum and maximum credit limit? Well, there's a $500 minimum and a $5,000 maximum. And there are set Amway products designated for a PayRight application. And they'll be available to cite on the website. Is there a charge if I pay off my PayRight installments early? A definite no. There's no charge if you decide to pay your installments off early. And what happens if I need to return my installment item? Well, what you're going to do, you're going to return it to your nearest business centre, or you can contact the call centre. Now, if a refund is required, this will come from PayRight. Amway will advise PayRight that there's a return in progress. So, do I need help with a new website? So if you do need any help, here's some guides for you. The amway.com.au/betterbusiness. You're going to find the user guides, the platinum resources, frequently asked questions, and much more. There's online tutorials and informative videos, and you're going to find those on youtube.com/user/Amway Australia. Lots of frequently asked questions on support.amway.com.au, or call our fabulous call centre staff on 1800 45 4647. Now, I know that you're going to absolutely love the new instalment system and with PayRight. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, if you need to contact me with any queries whatsoever, you can contact me on aulearning@amway.com.